Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Only a quick middle of the day update. There's not much going on in the market today, but this is now normally the time where Sunday volatility will set in. So it's going to be extremely interesting how the next few weeks for Bitcoin are going to be. Bitcoin doesn't really care about the S&P 500. Seems like the S&P 500 is gearing up for a little bit of a corrective rally. At least, there's some conditions for that, but I mentioned that on the More Trading Online channel, talked about the overall scenarios in the weekend SPX update. So if you want to take a look at that, check out our More Trading Online channel. Very important. I think we at least have to prepare for a year, if not decade-long bear market in the stock market. We cover that in our stocks and S&P 500 service. You can find the link in the description, but I think it's very important to be up to date. I will not rule out a bullish scenario at this stage, but I've already been warning in July about a potential bear market that could lead to a significant market crash. Back then, many people didn't want to believe it. There were some strange comments in the YouTube video back then. Since then, the market dropped significantly. Also in the bullish scenario, we expected a drop, but now everybody's bearish, and it seems like the market seems to want to go that way. Now, I just mentioned that because it can obviously have an impact on crypto. We don't know which impact because Bitcoin has decoupled to a degree from the stock market. We will see. They seem to have decoupled, so Bitcoin is doing its own thing. In the past, many people missed the boat here because people were focusing on the S&P 500 more than the Bitcoin chart, which I've never really understood. I've always said correlations come and go, so you cannot focus on the S&P 500 and look at Bitcoin. While for the S&P 500 in the stock market, a bear market now is getting quite likely. Bitcoin could be in the middle of a bull run. I mean, the bull run for Bitcoin started already end of 2022. We've been talking about that. I've always said that Bitcoin is not anymore in a bear market. You can't call it a bear market if the price doubled between November 22 and basically, when was it? February, March last year. No, this year. So you can't call that a bear market. So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we talked about all that in previous videos, I have no problem to change my opinion again if support levels break, but you wanna grab it by the horns. I mean, the trend is up, that doesn't mean take excessive risk, but it just means you have to make your decisions right now. You have to make your decisions. We talk about that today in the member live stream, which is going to start very, very soon. If you're interested in the membership, you can always check it out and watch the recording. But essentially, short-term update here is just Bitcoin is still in this pennant pattern. That's generally a bullish structure. Basically would suggest trend continuation. Looks like a triangle. I always say experiment. I don't know. Experience shows that these triangles, when you see them as a triangle and you think they break out to the upside, they often actually make another leg down and could then go to the upside. But it's certainly consolidation on a high level. Bitcoin typically likes to do very shallow wave 4 corrections, doesn't normally go very deep in a wave 4 correction. That's what we see here as well. I still need to see evidence for a breakout before obviously I can confirm the route to 36 to 38K has started. If you like to get a bit more context, check out my last video from yesterday. We took a look at the daily chart as well. And actually yesterday I also covered the weekly chart in my update. But if this is an Elliott Wave triangle and the wave 4 is a triangle and we get one more extension here in wave 5, then this was an A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave, and then we go up. So you could get one more lower high here before it starts to move. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. It shouldn't take much longer, but then again, these corrections, they can take some complex shapes, really. And just to remind you of the relevant support levels, so I lean more directly bullish here against support of 32,760. However, the really important level for me is actually 30,510. That's the 50% retracement level of the move to the upside. A break below that will already shift probabilities towards a more bearish scenario, whereas it would really take a break below 29,450 for me to go bear mode and assume that this is breaking. So at that time, I wouldn't want to be involved in any futures long positions, but I wouldn't do anything with my spot positions, right? Because I did accumulate them throughout the bear market, as I recommended. Have a core position, in the coins that you like to trade, and then you can just enjoy the profits, and then just diversify and trade around it. Basically, just make sure that you do not get too small with your positions, and you don't want to be all in, all out with your positions if this carries on, because you are then better off just holding. Therefore, I always recommend, just general guidance, I recommend a more mixed approach. Basically, have a hodl position, have a long-term position, and you can always trade around it, right? But don't touch these that are designed for the main part of the move where the money is being made, right? You don't want to spend all the time throughout, let's say, the bear market or the range movement to accumulate, and then you sell too early. That would be a shame. But not much more to add. So we essentially are still watching for a more direct breakout to the upside. Support is defined, even in case we break down. Relevant parameters are defined. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.